I'm just saying. These earthquakes, they're all around you. In the natural as well as the physical. And they create, the natural as well as the spiritual. And they create opportunities. Look at Haiti. What was Haiti? Haiti, we know how destructive it was, but you know what it was in God's eyes? A huge opportunity. A huge opportunity. God is not a mean God, and Haiti was not judgment. Don't fall. Don't do that. Don't fall into that trap. And I know that there's theological differences and discussions about that. And so this is not, a snub on anyone, but we're talking about the heart of God. That's not judgment. It's opportunity. And we as a ministry, we're blessed to respond to that opportunity, and there'll be many more things coming. We're going to have a word and announcement later on by Lisa and Ashley to talk about something that we're doing to respond. But what I'm saying is, earthquakes create opportunities for deliverances as well as the manifestation of deliverers. And I think that there's some people in here that are deliverers right here in this room. And you don't want to embrace it because you could be distracted with the idea that you yourself need to be delivered. Right? Did you know sometimes tribulation is just a distraction? And if we don't respond to it the right way, we focus on our own selves and our own issues and our own circumstances, and it becomes a woe is me, and we can't even step into our calling. Because it becomes, God called you to be a deliverer. And I've learned that if you take care of his business, he'll take care of yours. He really will. And deliverers go through stuff, and deliverers have to be manifest. I do want to show you a verse. And you all know it, Romans 8:19. I love this. See, the time is the time for us to truly be who we are supposed to be. My God, I feel this thing so strong in my spirit for you today. You do not need, let me tell you something, in your circles, your friends need you to be who you are supposed to be. Oh God, I feel this thing. There's such an imbalance in relationships because we want to take a step down. Or we want to be ordinary when God has called us to be extraordinary. He's called us to be the leader of the group, but we sometimes end up being followers. Oh God, are you hearing me today? Your friend needs for you to be to him or her what you are supposed to be for their sake. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me today. Are you hearing me? And we just want to hang out, and we just want to be, and we think it's humility, right? Well, no, I'm just a lowly old servant, and I just know I'm not bigger than anybody. Well, that's Christianity 101. We know that. But being humble before the Lord is also being who you're supposed to be in those relationships. Your friends need you. They need you to be who God says you are. And don't let the adversary put that in your mind. So you're just trying to be self-righteous. No, it's not about being self-righteous because you're not judging anybody. You're embracing your identity in those circles. Right? There's a poem. And I think it was turned into a song. And this poem was someone who had spent all this time with someone who had the wisdom and the knowledge of God. And they ended up, I think the way that the poem plays it out, they ended up in hell or something like that. And they were like, dude, you sat in my house. Dude, we hung out together. You deceived me. Oh my God, I feel this thing right there. For you not to be who you know to be in your circles, you are deceiving your friends. Oh, Jesus Christ, that cut. Yeah. You're deceiving them. When God has made it plain to you who you are and what your role is, I'm not talking about being a Bible-thumping fool. I'm talking about being a prophetic, wise believer. Yeah? And you're not that, then it's almost like you have stolen somebody else's identity because you're not using yours. Identity theft. Somebody call the popo. Watching too much Mod Dear, apparently. Which, by the way, as I just get so distracted, forgive me. Which, by the way, the Tyler Perry movie had a great message. Don't sleep on the message of that movie. It had a great message. I was good after that. Remember that one scene? Anybody seen? Raise your hand if you saw it. You haven't seen it? Go support the man's. What? The last one. The one that came out. Tyler, why'd I get married to? Whatever. The other one 2 years ago. I'm not talking about that one. Come on, the times and the seasons. Come on. Let's get up to date here. It had a great message. There was one scene in the movie when that thing didn't have it. No, in your circles of influence in this season, God needs you to be who you're supposed to be. Let me tell you what else you're going to have to do in this season. This is going to be challenging. You're going to have to say some tough things to people around you. Oh, Jesus. But you say, well, that's not love, and I'm not talking about cussing anyone out. Don't take a soundbite of this message and say, Pastor said, I can swear you. No. And I'm not talking about judgment. I'm not talking about judgment. I'm certainly not talking about cussing someone out. I'm talking about speaking the truth in love. I'm talking about being honest in love with people. You say, that's not love. Why isn't it love? The Word says that God, in Proverbs 3, the Word of God says that tells us not to despise the chastening, the correction, the discipline of the Lord, for whom He loves. Matter of fact, it says, nor His rebukes. So don't despise the chastening, the correction, the rebukes, the discipline of the Lord, for who He loves, He chastens, even the Son in whom He delights. If you love that person in this season, you're going to be challenged to say something that might be pretty tough. If you love them, but say it in love. I'm not benefited by you not being honest with me about me. That you're not helping me. I'm saving your feelings. No, you're keeping me in mediocrity. And you might be keeping me outside of purpose and destiny. If you're my friend, tell me the truth. And the scriptures say in Proverbs, he who rebukes a man afterwards finds more favor than he who flatters with his tongue. Look at that. So I thought that me flattering with my tongue would procure favor for me from this person of influence. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me today. No, it's when you're honest. And notice it says, he who rebukes a man afterwards will find more favor. See, sometimes right away the person doesn't get it. No, you just sow the seed in love and in wisdom, and when God tells you to sow the seed and how He tells you to sow the seed. You sow the seed, and that was your job. You sow it in love, affirm that person in your love for them, and in your faith and belief, particularly if it's a corrective word, that they are going to rise above that correction and affirm them in their destiny. That's how you tell somebody something. You don't drop the bomb on somebody and say, and if you don't get it together, then you don't do that. You come with the assumption and the expectation that that word is going to bear fruit in that person's life, and you begin to prophesy now and speak to that person as if they have received it and already have received the reward of doing that thing that God has given you to say.